Hi, welcome to Pilates for Mobility. We're going to be getting cracking in literally 30 seconds. So all you need is your mat and yourself and a little bit of space. We're going to do a 30 minutes Pilates mobility session. We're going to warm through, mobilize the joints, and then come into the main part of the workout and really mobilize. Get those joints moving, get the posterior moving, get the deep abdominals fired up, get everything ready. So you're going to feel more mobile, stronger, and just better in yourself after this session. So let's begin. So first off, let's get into our neutral stance, our optimal position. Find your hip bones, your pelvic bones, take a look down and make sure your knees and your ankles are directly underneath. Relax your toes into the ground, but make sure those big toes have got contact. Little bend in the knees without knocking the knees in. Keep the knees looking outwards towards the middle three toes. Wrap your hands around your pelvis, and we're going to rock the pelvis forward and back into posterior and anterior tilting. Now, a lot of the time we find that we're sitting in this kind of position, that's shortening in the back, lengthening in the abdominals. What we actually want to be focusing on is shortening the abdominals, lengthening, shortening, lengthening. Exhale here, inhale here, exhale, inhale. This is going to provide the deeper abdominals that fire up. So as we exhale, we naturally contract, do a 360 contraction around the midsection. So we naturally have that contraction. So let's utilize that natural contraction when we generate force through other parts of the body. So we exhale to exert. One more, hands on the rib cage, circle the pelvis round one way, circle the other. So we're circling, mobilizing the spine from the thoracic region down towards the pelvis. Think about if you've got any restrictions on one side compared to the other, or does it all feel pretty similar, all feels pretty much the same side to side. Also take notice what's happening to your feet. Are you lifting up at all through the feet? Are the toes still pinned to the floor? Are we pushing on one side more than the other? These are things that we need to be thinking about as well. Come into neutral. All 3 points of the pelvis look forward. Take a breath in, lift, reach the arms up. Exhale, open the chest. Have a walk on the spot. Mobilize through the ankles and the soles of the feet. Now, as we do that, we don't want to be pushing the knees outwards like so. The knees need to go forwards but not in line with the hips. That way we're hitting up the hallucis longus, which is the big toe muscle, and mobilizing that as well. A lot of the time we don't get the inside of the legs fired up enough. We don't mobilize enough, whereas actually we need that done so we can work on the rest of it as well. Have a few shoulder rolls here as we go as well. So mobilizing through the feet, the ankles, the knees, a little bit through the hips, shoulders. So we're really starting to get into it. Let's plant the feet down, underneath the hip, pelvis in, chest up, take a breath in, lift up. Get used to opening up through the chest. Come into lateral flexion. Slide the hand down the outside of the leg. Again, without that forward flexion, we keep ourselves straight, keep ourselves lifted, chin lifted, eyes above our horizon. Let's have a little bit more of a venture deeper into this. Take your time as you reach up and over. So again, we're not coming forward at this point in time. We are up and over. Look up towards the ceiling. So you're looking underneath that arm that reaches up over your head, up towards the ceiling. Waking up our intercostals, our breathing apparatus, stretching out through the lats, through the obliques, abductors, a whole host of muscles being warmed up here. Last one. Go into standing open closed door. Exhale the arm away, inhale it back in. Follow the hand in your eye line. Again, big toes are still pinned to the ground, pelvis is still looking forward as well. One more time on the other side. Close and open the chest into a sweep. If your mind is going, nope, I can't do this sweep, I have no idea what my arms are doing, in that case, I just want you to close and open out through the chest. So when we open out, let's get used to coming back into neutral as we open, as opposed to into this back extension stance. A little bit of an extension through the upper back, but actually neutral for the pelvis. One more. Take a breath in, lift up. Hands go either side, one side. Reach up and down. So this one is wonderful for lower back tightness. Muscle called the quadratus lumborum, QL, either side of the spine, attaches the rib to the pelvis. It's a little short and wide muscle. If that gets tight, that can inhibit our posture. We can lean over to one side a little bit more. So actually this stretch is wonderful. Any of my mamas to be, this one is fantastic for you as well. All right, one more. Inhale, lift, come to the back of your mat, circle the arms down, drop the head around the shoulders, roll down. As you're rolling down, your nose is looking at your spine, crown of the head looks at the floor, arms are dangling forward. Feel that stretch in the backs of the legs. And then in your own time, roll up, bend your knees if you need to. We want the knees to be symmetrical so we can load the legs evenly as opposed to loading up one side more than the other. Take a breath in, lift. Exhale, drop the head around the shoulders, big circle through the arms, roll down. Hold for just a couple of seconds and then again roll back up. Keeping the big toe down, all the way up, look up to the ceiling and then back down. Or the sky. If you're doing this outside, lucky you. It's nice and warm out there. You can get outside. Take a breath in, all the way up and down. One more time. And then again, roll up. Press down into that. Take a breath in to neutral, all the way up. Opposite arm. So we're getting back into our rotations. Try and keep your pelvis looking forward. We're lifting up out of the pelvis, lengthening through the spine. So we're not coming to here. So from the side view, we can either be here or preferentially we are here with a proud chest and looking above our horizon. Right, one more time. Hip mobility. Circle through the leg, lift, lower, other side. Now option, if you really struggle with your balance and you find that really quite challenging, we can tap to the front, to the side, to the back, then lift and lower. Now one of the worst things we can do when we're doing leg work, looking down, because we're closing off the anterior of the body, we're closing off the front of the body. We need to be lifting up, allowing the abdominal space to do their job, to do what they need to do. So, lifting up, look above your horizon, and we're doing a much better version. Let's get into this. Reach your arms up, circle down, bring the knee up, bring the arms down, lift, do it again. Reach the arms up, circle, pull the arms down, lift, lower. So as we circle the leg, then we bring the knee up, we bring the arms down to a lat pull down, extend as we come back to standing, circle the arms down, go again. So mobility of the hips, of the shoulders, it all talks to the core. Everything transfers through the core. And circle down, one more. Good stuff, come into a squat, easy squat. And again, back to the legs. Lift, circle as you bring the knee up, arms come down, reach up, circle down, let's do that again. Circle all the way around. Lift, lower, circle down. 2 squats here. So pin those big toes to the floor, pin your heel to the floor. Should be getting a little bit warmer now. Getting a bit more into this. So we want the arms reached up, and as we do so, I want you to just pay attention, or 2 squats, pay attention to how your shoulders are feeling. Now when we have the arms up, ideally biceps by the ears and it's just past your peripheral. So we can't actually see the arms as they are up. We want to encourage good shoulder mobility, because if we don't, That's where things like frozen shoulders, rotator cuff issues, chest issues, back issues can come into force. All right, one more time through. Up, circle down. Make the arm lines long. 2 squats. One more. Wonderful. Come back into our semicircle. Lift the leg, open, close, and lower. Other side. So our semicircle, opening out through the hip now, and 2 squats. So let's do that again. Semicircle, lift, open, close and lower. Other side. Think about that supporting leg. Think about how the toes feel on the floor, how the heels feel on the floor. Let's go again. Semicircle. We're waking up again more through the hips. Because if you think about it, everyday life, we're either sitting, driving, in this flex position. So let's have a little change here. Bring it all the way around into a curtsy. So the toes are on the floor, but the heel isn't. Come into a curtsy squat. Bring the knee up and down. Same again the other side. Semicircle all the way around. Curtsy squat. Bring the knee up and down. Do it again. So we've removed those 2 squats in between to do a curtsy and a knee lift as well. Curtsy, knee lift. Now be mindful of when we curtsy. Hips looking forward, knee comes behind the front leg, toes are down on that front leg, drive up. Lift the chest still. Let's add a little bit more into it. A little bit more challenge, a little bit more. Here we go. Reach the arms up as you bring the knee up. Now bring the arms wide into a capital T. Pull the shoulder blades back. Push the legs through. Squeeze the glutes as opposed to arching out through the back. Bring it back up and then down again. So from the side, curtsy. We come up into our knee raise. Arms come down, but they're not forward, they're back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Push the leg back, squeezing the glute. You can come into a dive if you want, or just a leg extension. Back through and lower. We go again. Curtsy. Lift. Arms out. Push through. Bring it up and down. And again. All the way through to a curtsy. Bring that leg up. 4. Time under tension for the balance is increasing. Right, one more time each side. Curtsy. Then we're coming down to the floor. Think of the arm lines. All the way up. All the way back. All the way back up. And down. Throw the arms. Keep going, keep throwing the arms. I'm just turning my heater off. Get a bit warm. Great. Take a breath in and lift. Exhale, drop the head around the shoulders and let's roll down. So feel that wonderful stretch on the glutes, hamstrings, because we've just been contracting those. So having this stretch here feels great. Whilst we're here, if you can get all the way down to the floor, that's fine. If you can't, if that's not happening, you can place your elbows onto your knees if that helps. If you can't get all the way down, let's drop. Now whilst we're here, keeping the heels and the toes on the floor, bend and lengthen your legs. Now even if you've got your hands on your knees or your elbows on your knees, you can still do this. Bend, lengthen. Good stuff. One more, bend and lengthen. Now exhale, arch out through your back and drop down just that little bit further. You can cross your arms, hold on to your opposite elbow. Walk forward into down dog. Upside down V. Have a pedal push. Think about how the backs of the legs feel. Think about the soles of the feet, how they feel now. Big exhale, drive down. Heart to the shins. Onto all fours. Arch out through the back. Sit back into child's pose. Feel that wonderful stretch in your lower back. Relax your shoulders. And that feels great. All right then, come up into kneeling position. So into kneeling. If you struggle with this, whenever you need to, just take a little break. So we're going to have heels together, knees hip distance. That's going to help to drive the pelvic floor, the deep abdominals and the deep glutes into our neutral position. We run the risk of going like this otherwise, and we need to be here to get what we want to get out of this. So, here we go. Pull up through the pelvic floor, think of the pubis to coccyx, lower abdominal engagement, exhale, we lean back slightly, feel it in the hip flexors and the quads, and again, exhale. Now as we lean back, we've got that abdominal bracing, that corset effect around the abdominals as opposed to pushing the abdominals forward. All right, this time we're going to have a change. We reach over to one side, centre, over to the other side. Go again. So one lean back, reach over to one side, without tipping forward, reach over to the other side, again without leaning forward. So mobilising through the hip flexors. Now we're going to increase our balance challenge. So we lean back, reach over one side, then the other. So let's add in now. So as we reach over to one side, we take the other leg out. We bring it back in. Same again the other side. Hand goes down, the leg goes out, and we reach over the head. Bring it back in. Go again. Exhale, lean back. All in one smooth movement. So we're getting a stretch out of this, but also our balance. So from the side. We're smooth with our movements. The movement of the arm complements the movement of the leg in returning back to centre. So we're not throwing ourselves through this position, through these moves. We're taking our time, we're placing ourselves. Let's add in a little bit more. Lift, kick forward, back, centre, then we come back in again. Same again the other side. So we reach over, hold, lift the leg, kick forward, back to centre, and then back to the middle again. Back to our starting position. All the way over. Lift, forward, back, centre. How is this feeling? So great for the core, great for the shoulders, great for the hip flexors. Always, always with the lean back. So we reach, lift, forward and back. So great pelvic stability, core stability, shoulder stability. Right, last time on this one. Bring it back. Wonderful. Sit back into child's pose. Arch the back, sit all the way back. Great stuff. Have a breather. And then onto our knees, cross the ankles and sit back onto your bum. So we're going to go shoulders back, pelvic floor pull, so the pubis and the coccyx, think about pulling those together. Continue the exhale to close the pelvis like a book. Shoulders away from the ears, arms down. Chin is dropped, arch out through the spine. Get those abdominals involved. We're going to lean back, reach up, forward fold. This is how we're starting. So we're articulating through the spine. rolling back through the spine to the point where we think, oh, if I go any further, I'm not going to be able to come back up. So all the way back, roll up, forward fold to feel the hamstring stretch. And we're going to be adding in a sec. So we're going to roll back, roll up, bring the feet in a little bit, hands go behind, come up into reverse tabletop. Squeezing the hamstrings and glutes, of course, extend the legs, and then forward fold. Go again, bend the knees, press the feet into the floor, pubis to coccyx, lower abdominals, roll back, roll up, bend the knees, hands behind, reverse tabletop. If you'd like a little bit more out of this, if you want to challenge a little bit more, we're going to progress the tabletop into reverse plank. And then extend the legs, hands go behind, and come up into reverse plank. Come back down, forward fold. Now positioning of the toes. As we do our lean back, toes, or our roll up, toes on the floor. Extend, hands go behind. Again, toes are aiming to go onto the floor if they can reach. If not, that's fine. We come down, toes look towards the head as we forward fold. Let's do a couple more. Core strength, chest mobility, posterior strength. We come back down, posterior mobility. So hopefully each time you come down into that forward fold, we get down a little bit more. 2 more times through. Wonderful. 1 more time through, take your time. Whichever level you want. You can do tabletop or reverse plank. Toes up to your head, forward fold. Marvellous. Alright then, let's roll all the way down, pull up through the pelvic floor, brace through the abdominal corset effect, roll all the way down, take a full body stretch. And then we bend the knees, arms by the side, shoulders back. So let's find our neutral again. So we rock the pelvis forward and back, abdominals are corset effect engaged. All 3 points of the pelvis look towards the ceiling. Option 1, lift. So we've got the arms up, lift one leg up, then bring it down. Lift the other leg up, then bring it down. So this is option 1. Option 2, add in opposite arm extends. So as you bring your right knee up, the left arm extends over your head. Same again on the other side. So this is option 1. If you're new to Pilates, this is where you start. Option 2 is when you feel, oh, I could do with being challenged a little bit more. Same again, you bring your right toe to the floor, keep the knee bent, left arm extends, same again the other side. All without bending the belly and pushing the abdominals to the ceiling. Let's add in a little bit more. Full leg extension. So you can go for that full leg extension, arm extension, to really accentuate that challenge through the abdominals. All right, let's have a little bit more. So 1 each side. Then option 1, toes are on the floor with the arms wide, and you drop the knees side to side, once each side. Option 2, so we're back up, either tabletop, either toe taps or knee lifts. So let's do 4. Arms go wide, legs come together, we drop over to one side without touching the floor. Exhale to come back to the center, drop over to the other side, exhale to come back to the center. We go again, part the knees, hip distance, parallel to the ceiling, opposite arm to leg. We're going to do 4 here. Arms go wide, knees together. Drop the legs side to side without touching the floor. It's great for your lower back. Just feels great, this does. Back to our leg extensions. Feel that in your deep abdominals. Pelvic floor involved. My goodness me. Alright, we're going to do that twice more. And then we're going to mobilise and stretch a little bit to finish. Keep the abdominals engaged, shoulders pinned to the floor as we go. Oh. Can you feel that in your core now? Very much so. Shoulders are pinned to the floor. Alright, last time. Legs up, here we go. Keep the breathing, keep strong, arms go wide. Last 2. Fantastic. If you haven't done so already, bring the toes to the floor, keep the arms wide, and we're dropping the knees side to side. Ease off through your waist. Put 1 more each side. And pull the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around them. And like a ball, a little roll on the floor. So option, roll onto your side then to seated, or straight up to seated. Bring the soles of the feet together. Open up through your hips. Feel the inner thighs relax. Feel the hips relax. And just notice if there's one side more so than the other that feels tighter. Wonderful. Right, come on to all fours. Now roll through the spine and mobilise the pelvis, the back. Just enjoying. Good stuff. Sit back into child's pose. Now how does your spine feel? Do you feel you can get a little bit more into child's pose? Can you push your bum a little further back? Can you part your knees a little less? All these things add up and they all help. Come on to all fours, so a little bit more hip mobility before we are done. Roll up into a kneeling position. Then 1 leg through, so the knee looks forward, so we drive in, stretch through the hip flexor. Take the leg diagonally out to the side and drive out so we feel it on the inner thighs again. Go back to the front, reach up, and then out to the side. If you find that your knee's a little bit sore, get a little bit more padding underneath your knee, and that's just going to help give you that support, especially if your muscles are tight around there, around the tendinous areas of the knee, where the quadriceps finish into the tendinous areas around your patella. You might find it's a little bit tender, and that'll just be a little bit of tightness, and this is actually going to really help to mobilise. Good stuff. 1 more this time. Foot forward, look through the pelvis and drive in, lift. Reach over the head, enhance that stretch without knocking the pelvis back. Keep the pelvis in neutral, lift up through your chest, reach over. Really drive that knee into the floor and lift the hip away. Doesn't that feel lovely? Delve in a little bit deeper. You can feel it around the obliques, around the iliacus, and bring it in. Wonderful. Swap sides. The same again. We drive into the front, then come out diagonally to the side. Same again, if you need any support underneath your knee, just grab it, grab a cushion, whatever you need to do. In fact, I'm going to do the same on this knee. And again, you might have one, that's better, that's a little bit tighter than the other. And that's okay. We work with what we've got. We take notice of where we're at so that we know where we've been. So when we progress, we can go, oh, I never used to be able to do that. Now I can. It's my favourite part of what I do, what I teach. When people can suddenly do something that they've been practicing for a while, and then they can do it. All right, one more of each. And then bring that foot forward. Hip distance, of course, pelvic floor pull, drive in. Reach the arm up. So the leg that's down behind, same arm reaches up. Drive the knee down, lift the pelvis up. Reach over. Relax through that leg. Put it into this one. And reach over. Really exaggerating that stretch on that right side. Or the left side, depends which side you've done. And just hold. Wonderful release. Back onto all fours. Roll out through the spine. How does that feel now? Okay. Tuck the toes, come up into down dog. Have a walk here. Hopefully that feels better than the down dog we did originally. You feel a little looser, a little bit more stretched out. Able to delve a little deeper into down dog. Exhale, full down dog. Drive the heels down, heart towards the shins. And now walk the feet and the hands in towards each other. We land, feet underneath the hips, knees looking out towards those middle three toes. And exhale, arch your back a little bit more and drop down. Can you drop down a little bit more to your thighs than you did in the beginning? And here we go. Bend the knees if you need, make sure you're symmetrical. Rebalance the pelvis and roll up through your spine, vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. Really thinking about resetting each vertebra on top of the other. Driving the pelvis into neutral, heart forward, reaching all the way up, lift again. Arms go wide, twist. Step in, take a breath in. Exhale down, inhale up, and again exhale down, inhale up. One more, hold at the top. Pelvis into neutral, chest proud, circle the arms round, palms up, lift your gaze, and give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining me for that session. I really hope you enjoyed it and you feel more mobile and able to do more of everyday tasks more freely. I will see you for the next one. Let me know how you got on in the comments, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. See you soon.